Welcome to Concrete Block. I'm your host, Walter. Today we're taking a closer look at the complex situation unfolding in Myanmar, where the country is holding its first elections in 5 years. This significant event comes after the military seized power back in 2020, marking a pivotal moment for the nation and its people. To understand the context of these elections, it's essential to recognize the tumultuous history of Myanmar. The military has had a long-standing influence over the country's politics, often to the detriment of democratic principles and human rights. The current junta, which took control in 2020, has been accused of numerous atrocities and has faced international condemnation. The elections, scheduled to take place in several rounds, are seen by some as an attempt by the military to legitimize its rule and ease the diplomatic isolation it has faced since the coup. However, many opposition groups and citizens view these elections with skepticism, arguing that they cannot be free or fair under the current circumstances. One of the critical factors influencing the outcome of these elections is the role of external actors, particularly China. China's economic interests in Myanmar, including significant investments in infrastructure projects, have led it to maintain a close relationship with the military junta. This support has been crucial for the regime, allowing it to withstand international pressure and maintain its grip on power. Despite the challenges and controversies surrounding these elections, they represent a moment of potential change for Myanmar. For many citizens, the hope is that this process might lead to some form of stability and relief from the economic hardship and violence that have plagued the country for years. It's also worth noting that the international community is watching these developments closely. The response from other nations will be crucial in determining the legitimacy and consequences of these elections. Diplomatic efforts to encourage a peaceful and democratic resolution are ongoing, but the path forward remains uncertain. As we continue to monitor the situation in Myanmar, it's clear that the road to democracy and peace is fraught with obstacles. The upcoming elections are just one chapter in the complex narrative of this country's struggle for freedom and self-determination. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the world of politics, where the stakes are high and the players are many. Today, we're looking at the upcoming primaries and how they might shape the future of both major parties. In the Democratic Party, several potential presidential candidates for 2028 are already making moves, endorsing candidates in key Senate and House races. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who's running for a third term but is also seen as a potential presidential contender, has endorsed Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton in the crowded Senate Democratic primary. Meanwhile, national Democratic heavyweights like Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Chris Murphy are taking sides in Minnesota's Senate race. On the Republican side, the influence of former President Donald Trump remains significant, with many candidates vying for his endorsement or trying to outdo each other in showing loyalty to him. In Texas, the GOP primary for Senator John Cornyn's seat features several candidates racing to defend themselves against charges they aren't pure enough in their support for Trump. Similarly, in Arizona, the gubernatorial primary has turned into a contest over who can be the most loyal to Trump. It's not just about Trump, though. These primaries are also testing the party's stances on issues like guns, immigration, and government spending. In Kentucky, the Republican primary to replace retiring Senator Mitch McConnell features 3 major candidates trying to out-conservative each other. And in South Carolina, a crowded gubernatorial contest is seeing prominent Republicans scrap for the pro-Trump lane. As we watch these primaries unfold, it's clear that both parties are undergoing significant transformations. The question is, what will these changes mean for the country? Will they lead to more polarization? Or could they pave the way for new leaders and new ideas? We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you analysis as the situation evolves. For now, let's take a deep breath and consider the implications of these primaries on our political landscape. Welcome back to Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, we're taking a closer look at the escalating tensions between Russia and Eastern European countries, particularly Poland. Recent incidents involving suspected Russian drones entering Polish airspace have raised concerns about the region's security and prompted Poland to upgrade its defense systems. In response to these threats, Poland is investing over $2 billion in an anti-drone wall along its eastern borders, which will include multiple layers of defense such as machine guns, cannons, missiles, and drone jamming systems. This project is part of a broader effort to reinforce Poland's borders, including the construction of logistics hubs in every border municipality to store equipment that can be quickly deployed in case of an emergency. Polish Deputy Defense Minister Cezary Tomczyk emphasized that while Ukraine is currently bearing the brunt of Russian aggression, Europe is not immune to the threat. He warned that if Russia were to win in Ukraine, it could set its sights on other European countries, making it essential for nations like Poland to be prepared. It's a complex and sensitive issue with many factors at play. As we strive to provide balanced coverage, it's essential to acknowledge the historical context of Russian expansionism in Eastern Europe and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Poland's decision to boost its defense spending to 4.7% of GDP reflects the gravity of the situation and the need for European countries to be vigilant. As we conclude this segment, it's clear that the situation in Eastern Europe remains volatile, with many uncertainties ahead. We'll continue to monitor developments and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.